Falcon fans, and of course, good old Falcon fans. You already know what it is. You already know what it do. One time for the fan. Episode 244 now. Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Amazon Podcast, and so much more. Man, just Google us. One time for the fan is out here. Terry, I guess as they say in the streets, we outside.
We outside, Jack. We are outside this wonderful Friday Falcon morning, and we are excited about it. And with no further ado, good morning, Kerry. Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, Philip.
Hey,
Philip,
man.
I say to you, 35-10, brother. You already know what it is. Jack, how you doing this morning, man?
Man, I'm doing good. Feeling much better. For all the Falcon fans that was checking up on me, man, feeling much better. So, diehard Atlanta Falcon fans, we are here talking Falcons football on this Falcons Friday. One time for the fan, man. Breakfast with one time for the fan. So, Terry, I must say, the other night, talking with Mohamed Sanu, I feel like a totally different person now, right? Like I'm ready to go out here and just change the world. You know what I'm saying? So, anything is possible, Falcon fans. So big shout out to all the fans that was here in the chat the other night, but we'll get a little quick recap of that shortly. But T-Will, big shout out to you too as well, man, for what you've been doing here on One Time for the Fan. I know for my ATO Sports is picking up too as well. So big shout out to what you got going on over there. I know you got Lisa Shepard now joining you on some shows too as well coming up. You've had a lot of special guests on the show too as well. So big shout out to you. Big shout out to Carrie too as well, Miss Carrie, who's up early with us talking Falcons football. One time for the fan, and of course my boy Bodie 3000.
Bodie 3000.
Big shout out to Bodie 3000, man. He'll definitely be back with us. He was going to be here the other night with us for Sanu, but once again, he's tied up with work, man. That boy Bodie is he workaholic right now.
Hard-working man.
You know what I'm saying? He's a hard-working man. But definitely big shout out to everybody from One Time for the Fan, everybody in the chat. Big shout out to you all. Terry, we're going to talk some Falcons football real quick, man, but the chat is live. The chat is lit. Carrie's in the chat already. Good morning and happy Falcons Friday.
Can we give Carrie our props for a sec? Carrie put that interview together with Mohamed Sanu the other day. She followed it from start to finish. She was so excited and just that was all Carrie. Carrie has been nothing but great, nothing but a blessing to us ever since she has joined us on the One Time for the Fan roster. And I quite candidly, I don't know what we do without her. Thank God for every day. Carrie, appreciate you and just want to give you your flowers. Big ups, big ups, big ups, big ups, big ups. All right, Jack. Not to cut you off, but let's get to some of these guests right quick. Mr. Jeff Wolf, good morning. Oh, I said that. Philip.
Big shout to Jeff Wolf in the chat. Big shout to Philip Crawford in the chat. We still on track, Terry.
Oh, we are? Okay. All right. I didn't. We still on track. Literally. I thought you were talking to me. I see what you did there. Double entendre. Chandrell Walton, good morning. Mr. Jeff Wolf. Yep. Jonte Robbins, Jonta Rozier, good morning. Deshaun is back. Good morning, I can't talk this morning. Good morning, Deshaun. Glad to see you, brother. Glad to see you back. And hey, man, glad to see the trivia. And with that, Big Low, what in the world, Bo? What's going on? How we doing this morning?
Big shout out to Jeff Wolf saying, stay safe up there. 2 games I went and wore my Ryan jersey. Yes, escaped. No harm, barely. So I'm going up there, with my One Time for the Fan jersey. So we gonna show up and show out when we get to Philadelphia, man. We're gonna represent these Falcons the way we always do. Jeff, you know me on the road. So, as a fan, I don't take no shit. But otherwise than that, we're gonna have a good time with the fans around me, So check out the Instagram page, One Time for the Fan. You definitely want to be following that page this weekend, because if you can't make it to Philly, One Time for the Fan gonna make it to Philly for you, right? So head over to the Instagram page, One Time for the Fan. The things you can't see on TV, I'm gonna try to show you in the stands. That's the cool thing about One Time for the Fan, because I'm a fan, so I'm in the stands. So you never know. We might, score 2 touchdowns and bam, phone goes up just like this, and I'm just catching all the Eagles fans. Which I gotta say, I might stand up with the shit. You never know what's gonna happen, but it's real deal Atlanta Falcon like that fan coming out this weekend, especially being in Philly. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to all the fans that's going to be out there in Philly too as well. You want to head on over this weekend to City Tap Saturday night. You want to head over there to City Tap if you are going to be in the Philadelphia area. We have our Georgia watch party. They play in Kentucky at 7:30, so you can see right here on the screen. Head on over to City Tap. I think it's 100 North 18th Street. It's over here in downtown Philadelphia, man. So City Tap is where it's at Saturday night. I think we might have another podcast too as well later on tonight with some more information to share. But T-Will, I do apologize about not doing the podcast last night, man. I was tired as a dog walking 100 miles, man. I'm talking about work just been getting to me, T-Will. You know, it's been getting to me. But still, we rise up with our fan base. Still, we rise up with the Atlanta Falcons fans, man. T-Will. But, yeah, man, the other night with Mohamed Sanu, T-Will, I got to say, it's an impactful show, man, because for fans here in the chat, they got a chance to hear from Mohamed Sanu. You got a chance to hear a little bit about him off the field, right? It wasn't so much about what he's doing on the field. So for the Falcon fans that was able to tune in, big shout out to you all. But T-Will, what did you get quickly before we talk Falcons Eagles? What did you get from the Mohamed Sanu show the other night?
Well, I think I got a little bit of Muhammad's code, right? So my dad, God bless his soul, Mr. Willie Wilson, he would always tell me, a man's got to have a code. A man's got to have a code, a mantra, something to live by, a value system that motivates and drives you. And what I got from Muhammad is, Muhammad Sanu is that he values service. He values service to the community. He values giving back. He values uplifting and lifting up, and each one teach one. He is all about that. And I just think that is great because so many times we see that is the opposite, the antithesis of a lot of athletes, not a lot, but some. It just becomes about me, me, me. And hey, I'm not judging anybody because guess what? Whatever mode you have to be in to get out on that field and perform is the mode that you have to be in. But you can see that Muhammad is all about community service. He is all about uplifting his community wherever and whenever he's there. And I love it. That's what I got, Jack. What did you get?
I definitely got the same vibe, man. I know Falcon fans were in here, wanted to ask some questions about the team and what was going on this season and Kirk Cousins and everything. But the way the conversation started off with him just talking about the community, we went straight to the community-related questions about what is he doing off the field. And those questions were coming up too as well. But a lot of fans saw the StreamYard problems Kerry was having, I was having, Sanu was having too as well. So the connection is real choppy with this StreamYard stuff. Yeah, most of the fans here in the chat know I be dissing StreamYard all the time, right? I'm not trying to get no deal from StreamYard. I tell you that right now. But I guarantee you that we're going to find something new here soon because, one time for the fan is moving in a direction where fans probably can see us on a bigger level one day, and we want to make sure fans enjoy this. So the Mohamed Sanu podcast is just, something that you guys can expect more of. We have reached out to a lot of people too as well, and we're just waiting to get those emails confirmed and everything. We'll go ahead and get some more guests on here. But from Mohamed Sanu the other night, I got a guy who was the same way he was on the field. He was a guy that was a team. He was a leader, right? And he was a guy that was somebody you can rely on when it comes to information, right? A guy that you can rely on when it comes to that brotherhood. Remember the brotherhood that they were talking about back in their time too as well? Sanu carried that on the field and off the field because you heard from him the other night on the show what he wants to do for the community, what he wants to do for Africa, what he wants to do, for his family, for his name, right? So it's really big when players do that. The community outreach off the field. It's really big when players can take it to the next level. I know a lot of players dip into, probably music and entertainment and what else, Theory? Podcasting, right? You've seen that from athletes. But he's doing a lot of off the field stuff that is making a major impact in his world and people around him too as well. So we want to give Sanu his flowers, man. And if he has any off the field, if he has any upcoming projects or anything that any fans want to be involved with, if we hear any information, we'll definitely post it for fans so you guys can show up. You heard from Chef Matt when he was on the show the other day about getting fans in the chat who wanted to come be a part of his cooking classes and culinary arts school and so forth and everything. So fans signed up for that. And apparently some people reached out to him on some job opportunities that he told me about. So that's great when we bring people here to the channel that, you know, can help others, right? That's what One Time for the Fan is about. It's from the fan, it's for the fan. But yeah, the connection was real choppy the other night, man. It was bad, right? But big shout to Kerry, big shout to Bodie, big shout to T Will, big shout Muhammad Sanu, man. Falcons, Eagles now, Terry. It's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be a tough game. Like, let's just go ahead and say it. You're playing a team that just put up 30 burgers in Brazil against the Packers. Falcons losing by 6 field goals against the Steelers at home. Didn't allow a touchdown, but now you got to go play them Monday night. Real hostile environment. Terry, just to get things going about the Falcons Eagles, how are you feeling on this Falcons Friday leading up to the Monday night game?
I think we can beat the Eagles. Now, will we? Don't know. I don't know where will and can meet in this instance. Can we beat them? Yes, we can. We have the talent to. But we got some things we have to clean up. Number one, we can have no turnovers. Okay. No offensive turnovers. We have to cut down on the penalties. In that Pittsburgh game, it seemed like whenever we had a big play, there was a penalty that brought it back. We just cannot have that. We have to make adjustments at halftime at the because it seemed like in the second half we kept doing what we were doing in the first half. You got to be able to make adjustments on the fly. And then, Jack, and I kind of wanted to talk about this and through this. There's a video of Kirk at practice. Mm-hmm. My brother and I watched that thing last night more so than the Sabruder film and the grassy knoll. Those of you who watch JK know what I'm talking about. Back and to the left, back and to the left, back and to the left. We watched that thing over and over again. I don't know. And now again, there could have been something that happened in practice, right? It does not look like Kirk is at full strength. So if that is the case, okay, what do you now have to do, right? What do you now have to do to control that? Because this Eagles team is not like those Steelers. Steelers have a great defense. Eagles have both, right? This is the film I'm talking about. So it looks like, and again, I don't know, but it looks like he's a little ginger, and it doesn't look like he can really push off on that foot, right? I watched this thing last night for like 30 minutes. Back and to the left, but in all seriousness, it depends on what he can do, right? It really depends on what he can do. So more to come on that, because again, if we have a similar performance in Philadelphia, we're really going to have to talk about this getting into the next week. Hopefully we won't. We probably have to get more creative with blitzes. We're going to have to attack them up the middle. We're going to have to do stunts and simulated pressures. We're going to have to affect Philadelphia's quarterback. And their tackles are very good. Their tackles are very good. So, other thing is, let's get Algier some more time. I think he averaged 7 yards a carry on 3 or 4 carries. We got to do that. These are just my keys to the game. We have to protect better. So if we got to put a tight end beside McGarry, then that's what we have to do. But, we from an offensive perspective, we got to go in there weapons ready, and we got to be able to get the ball to our playmakers. Those are just
man, you're hitting along the lines of everything I was getting ready to say. You got to put protection up there for Kirk Cousins, especially against this Eagles defensive front.
Yeah.
We saw what they was capable of in the past, and still we saw what they was doing last week against the Green Bay Packers in Brazil. Defense still looks still look decent out there in Philadelphia, man. So you got to go out there and you got to protect better. You got to give Bijan and Tyler more touches, especially in the first half, man. I think what fans saw last week, running that 2-back system, it just didn't work out the way Falcon fans wanted it to. Of course, Kirk Cousins missed a couple reads too as well. I don't know if it was Bijan or Kirk, but I saw Brian Finneran break down some film of a couple plays where, Bijan wasn't where he was supposed to be, or Kirk wasn't where he was supposed to be on some plays too as well. So still early in the season, week 2. We get ready for this Monday Night Football game. Big shout out to Michael in the chat. Carrie's in the chat. Big shout out to Nando Barrington in the chat. Just trying to catch up to everybody who's here before we get back to Falcons Eagles. Falcon Commander is in the chat too as well. Big shout out to the Falcon Commander. It's a good Football Friday, September 13th, 2024. Let's get it. Go ATL Falcons. Rise up, Dirty Birds. Michael's in the chat. What we got Monday Night Football for the world to see, sir. For the world to see. Jeff Wolf says, same vibe from Sanu meeting him 8 years ago in a game versus Denver. Nice. Big shout to Jeff Wolf when you met Sanu. Terrell Johnson's in the chat. Good morning, fellas. Rise up. Big shout to Terrell Johnson in the chat. Carrie said, thank you both, Jack and T-Will, for the flowers. I really appreciate you both. Hey, big shout to Carrie in the chat. Ricky Smith is here one time for the fan. Rise up. Big shout to Ricky Smith. Cass T is in the chat. Good morning, guys. Big shout out to Cass T. Falcons for life. Philly defense can be had. They don't have a TJ Watt or Reddick. McGarry will be good this game. Falcon fans over here talking positive in the chat. That's what we want to see, Falcon fans, especially going up to a Monday Night Football game against the Eagles. Now, I know what's going on the field, but still a hostile environment off the field. Let me tell you what's going on in the stands from a fan perspective. It's going to be crazy, man. Carry. Tyler did average 7 yards a carry with just 3 carries. Mm-hmm. Hope he sees the ball more in Philly. Yeah, for you fantasy owners with Tyler Algier, I know you guys want to see him get the ball more. Oh, yeah, big shout out to all you fantasy owners, too, as well, that plays fantasy football. I got a big matchup against Carey this week. So, let me go check and see the score because I got Josh Allen. Josh Allen was apparently he was cooking yesterday. He was cooking. I just kept seeing this the highlights. I just kept seeing the notifications. Mm-hmm. Let me see what the score is. Come on, now I got Carey. Let's see. Terry, who you play this week in the fantasy game? Fantasy league.
You're gonna make me pull up this app. I was looking at it last night. I believe I have a match with Honey Bun Bandits. Do you know who that is?
Honey Bun Bandits. I do not know who that is.
At Bird Dude 38.
Oh shit, Carey kicking my ass.
Oh, she's gonna talk shit too, Jack.
Oh shit, she is. Let me not bring that up. We're gonna edit that out. Big shout out to Carey the chat. Really hope Zach and Rod see what went wrong offensively and make the adjustments necessary for us to get a W in Philly. Coaching definitely has to be better. I think Zach Robinson and Raheem, of course, going into the first game together with this scheme and everything, fans just have to give it some time. But there are some other fans that's like, man, you lose this game, you got the Chiefs next week, Sunday night. And if you go 0-3, you're going to have fans in here. I don't care how good Kirk Cousins plays next week and the week after. You're going to have fans in here calling for Michael Penix, right? They're going to call for a change at 0-3. You do not want to go down this route. That's the one thing we talked about on One Time for the Fan, was that if you went 4-0 for these first 4 games, fans will love it. If you went 3-1 for the first 4 games, fans, they would still love it. 2-2, they're like, all right, it was a tough schedule. 1-3, they're like, okay, we can bounce back. 0-4, they're like, bro, we're done. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be in that situation. And right now, you just better hope you don't lose to the Eagles, man. I'm looking at the Falcons, the way they played defensively the other day against the Steelers. They're definitely going to come out there with some new plays this week. They're not going to be running under the pistol every single play. You see the video of Kirk Cousins taking snaps under center too as well. And Kirk Cousins also speaking about the pistol formation that he ran back in Washington 10 years ago too as well. So he is familiar with it. But I do think they changed up some things offensively this week and move the chains a little bit faster. Kirk has to get in rhythm with his wide receivers. Only hitting Drake London. He was like 2 for 15, I think it was. Gotta go back and look at his stats too as well. So Falcon fans, you just got to be more in sync this week, Kurt, with the offense, and I think we can pull out a W. I'd love to pull out a W. I'm sure I wouldn't be the first one out the door if we win. Probably can sit back and chill and wait for Eagle fans to leave, so I can go down there and try to get my autographs and stuff, man. But big shout out to everybody that's heading to Philly this weekend. Defensively, I think we can play well against the Eagles defensively, right? I think our defense, from what we saw last week, probably matches up better than what the Packers did against the Eagles in Brazil. And I have confidence in that. I have confidence with Grady and David and the whole crew. And we'll probably pull up the reports here. See, is there any injury reports, Terry? Anything to report this week? I'll go ahead and find that.
I think Nathan Landman has an issue with his leg. I don't know how severe it is, but I think I know he missed yesterday's practice.
Okay. Something to look at with Troy Anderson and, of course, J.D. Bertram. Definitely might get more snaps this week too as well. So we'll see what that leads to. But fans, it's going down Monday night in Philly. I get a chance to try Geno's Philly cheesesteaks, Terry. I know you're a foodie guy. I know you're good on that too as well. Like Geno's Philly. You heard about Geno's Philly cheesesteaks?
Ever since Boys to Men, Motown Philly back again, doing a little ghetto swing.
Sheesh.
Boys to Men going off.
Hey,
not
man.
Too hard, not too soft. Yeah, I heard about you. Matter of fact, I think Geno's was in the video.
I believe they shot it nearby, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was in the video. So absolutely, man. Cheesesteaks.
Dwayne Ruff is in the chat. Debo Vibes is in the chat. One time for the fan, Grand Rising. A key player to watch is linebacker Zach Bond. He almost single-handedly disrupted the Packers' offensive flow.
He did. He really did.
Big shout out to Falcons for Life. He said, "What fantasy app y'all use? What is that, Terry? Sleeper?
Going back.
The Sleeper app?
I think it is. Yeah,
Sleeper app.
It's Sleeper.
Yeah, we got a bunch of people in there too as well. So I don't know if there's any more space. Can you still add people like during the fantasy? I don't even know how to run the fantasy league.
Yeah, I think it's full. I think once it started,
we're full.
Oh yeah, I don't think.
Okay. Big shout out to Carrie too as well. She was checking out my roster the other day. She was like, Jack, make sure you put your tight end and you put it in the game right now. It just says bench right there next to the tight end. You want to get some points for your tight end, don't you? And I'm like, oh shit. Had to go ahead and drop somebody and pick somebody up. Who do I pick up?
Yeah.
I'm trying to win this fantasy league, Terry. I'm all into this shit now.
I don't know about that, man. I think she's gonna bust that ass, bro.
Terry, I'm all into this fantasy league now. This shit's dope.
Be all into it if you want to. I think Carrie gonna bust that ass.
Yeah, I picked up Kobe Parkinson from the Rams.
It's gonna be bad on Monday. He's gonna be bad. Cause I'm gonna tell you something.
How'd she get 30-something points though? Let me see how Carrie got 30-something. Buddy from Miami went stupid.
Yeah.
Got 29 points by himself.
Which is weird because that's more than Miami scored. Like, damn, okay.
That's crazy.
Damn. And can we for just a second talk about Tua? Like, bro, you might want to consider learning how to slide, man. Like this is his fourth concussion. And you could see it right away. Like you could see it was severe. You could see it happen. For me, and again, I was born in the 70s. I grew up in a time where we had many concussions and they just called it being a little fuzzy. But the one way you can tell somebody has a concussion, if you're watching football, if that elbow locks up, that means
the way he grabbed the open hand to the fist too as well when he was on the ground, that was tough.
But a telltale sign when they're falling, right? A concussion is the head rattling the brain. There's a disconnect that happens. And so when somebody's falling and that elbow locks up, in 99.9% of the times, that's a concussion. What's severe about it is this is his fourth one. This is his fourth one. I don't even know that he comes back this year. But even if he does, he's going to be out a while. And hey, brother Tua, you might want to consider, man. You got kids, you got a wife, because it's not about right now that you got to think about. You got to think about as you get older, right? You got to think about. You don't know what CTE does, but I know it's taking some folks out, man. Mike Webster of the Steelers was not the kind of guy to go on a highway and try and kill himself. CTE. you know what? I'm gonna be quiet because I don't. There are rumors that other folks had CTE, but I don't want to speak on it. All I'm just saying is you really got to take care of yourself. And he should have slid. He
Yeah,
already had the first down. You know what I mean, bro? Just slide
yeah.
or fall or get down. Why do you want to go head first? And I know it's an instinct. Like those of us who played this game, sometimes muscle memory just takes over. But you've had 3 concussions. You got to see that. And honestly, right now, if I'm the Dolphins, I got to be thinking, okay, who's next? Who do we have? Because this could be the end of his career. Jack, what do you say? What are your thoughts on it?
It was definitely a play where I definitely think he should have never dove head first. But he's also taken some concussions in the past. I think we saw, Luke Kuechly and a couple other players too as well that decided to end their career a little bit early playing in the NFL due to some concussions and stuff. But a guy like Tua, man, I mean, that was a situation, man. It was sad to see, even just looking at it, because, like I told you, when the hand had kind of locked up and you could see it, like closed hands, open fist, or however it was. I can't remember it. Right? Like, it was just sad, man.
Yeah.
But I don't think he should have definitely did that, man. Well, who I want to ask though is oh damn, he was in the chat. He was in the lobby, but he just left. I had a special guest, but I guess he'll be back here shortly. But yeah, man, he's had a couple injuries. And even for this game, like Antonio Brown posted this morning a picture that says CT ESPN. So he's making fun of it kind of in a way, but
is he though?
I mean, because it's tough, man. It's tough to look at. I think Mark Chaney might be able to help us out.
What up? Hey, Jack, real quick, and Mark, good morning. There are some that say Antonio Brown may be suffering from CTE because he was always dastardly. There's a word you don't hear every day. He was always dastardly, but at a certain, and there's a certain game where I don't remember the hit, but it was a bad one. But ever since then, he has been off the rails. So you got to ask yourself, is he joking?
Mm-hmm.
You never know. Again, Antonio Brown, at a minimum, very mercurial. Like you just never know with him. I don't know. Mark, how you doing this morning, man? Welcome.
Hey, good morning, fellas. Hey, I'm doing great. It's Falcons Friday. As I was leaving the house, because I had to work in the office today, I was like, let me grab this Falcons hat, man. You know, it's only right. I represent. And, of course, the one day I leave with my Falcons hat, Jack hits me up and says, hop on for a minute. So, hey, y'all got to forgive me. Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah, we can hear you good.
Okay. We can hear you.
Hey, but no, I'm doing good, man. I heard y'all was talking about the Tua situation.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the game like on my phone. I was multitasking. What was it? A concussion? Is it like a bad one?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
It's his fourth. It's his fourth, and since 2022, because he could have had some before then, but since 2022, it's his fourth. And remember, they really mishandled that situation in 2022, where he had one. And it was misdiagnosed, and then he went out the next game, and it came back again. Right. So I don't even see him playing again this year, like for a couple of reasons. Number one, from a litigious standpoint, he can always go back and say, "You guys misdiagnosed me." So they are going to treat him with kid gloves, love, and happiness.
And that goes for even just with the Falcon players too as well. I play looking at what happened with Tua. So now I'm watching the play. I don't want to show it on the screen, but he dives right into DeMar Hamlin.
Right,
he goes right into into like the chest, like the stomach area. Like also full speed when he's running down too. I know what you mentioned about the muscle memory too as well, Terry. But the way he is, like he's going like it's like an offensive player trying to tackle a defensive player. What he's trying to do, man? Like he's trying to truck stick it. He's trying to truck stick this guy.
Yeah,
lowers his shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like this. Yeah, Terry.
That's how we were taught. Look, when you go into contact, the guy who delivers the most wins, and that's going back to Pee Wee football. But look, if you're a quarterback, some of the stuff you're gonna have to unlearn. You're gonna have to unlearn, because if he slides there, we're not even having this conversation.
Yeah.
We're not.
So it goes for the health and safety of the players too, as well, with the Falcons Eagles this Monday. Anything can happen. So we want to make sure the players are healthy walking off that field. That's why we did ask about the injury report, Terry. You mentioned Nate Lamb. So it looks like most of the players are healthy and ready to go for this week. Health was a concern last season when a couple of players went down. We had to bring in some of our depth guys on the roster that tried to, do the best they can to step up in a major way. But we want to make sure our starters are out there. We want to make sure everybody gets off the field healthy. Yes. Right. I mean, that's a big part that plays into week 3 because you don't want to see Kirk Cousins get hurt. You don't want to see Drake London get hurt. But watching them play like Tua last night, players do throw their body around. It's going to happen. But the way Tua did it last night, I mean, you didn't have to do that.
No,
right?
You didn't.
So it's just one of those things, man. Mark, for everybody here in the chat that does not know who Mark Cheney is from Bleacher Report, let everybody know who you are, Mark.
Hey, I'm just a Falcons fan from Gwinnett County, man. I'm no different than you all. So, I do Bleacher Report here and there. I do YouTube here and there. But like I said, most important thing is I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan from Gwinnett County, man. That's half sleep right now. So
the north side.
I'm from the north. So, yeah. Hey, like I said, man, I always appreciate y'all having me, man. It's funny. I don't think I've talked to y'all so far this season. So definitely excited to talk some Falcon football. And I'm excited to, I don't know if I should announce it per se, but I will be at the Chiefs game. I will be there.
That's what's up.
So I'm looking forward to, meeting you guys in person.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Mark, let's go over the keys to the game for you. Monday against the Eagles. See the Falcons, of course, had a disappointing loss against the Steelers. Holding the Steelers no touchdowns, but still lost the game by a pair of field goals. Now you're looking at Monday night where the Eagles offense, coming out of that Brazil game, they're putting up points, man, going touchdown for touchdown with the Packers. So what do you think the Falcons have to do this week to beat the Eagles?
Hey, I mean, I think we have to kind of continue to do what we did well on offense last week, which was run the ball, lean on Bijan, get Tyler some more touches. And, obviously any game you play, you want to try to limit the turnover. So I think if we do that, it'll keep us in the game. I think our defense is good enough to kind of contain most offenses. So I think, I think it's cliche. Every team in the league, they want to run the ball. That sets up the play action, that sets up the pass, and that helps your defense. So I think that's probably more of our identity. I think that's our truth. That's who we've been the past couple of seasons. I know we get Kirk Cousins, we want to air it out, but I think that's our bread and butter, man. Lean on Bijan and find a way to get Tyler more than 3 carries. I mean, I'm gonna watch the tape today. They finally dropped the all 22 on the NFL.com. So I'm gonna watch the all 22, but it just seems like we didn't do enough to get Tyler involved. And obviously, if it was up to me, I want to get the hell out that pistol. I gotta get me out of that pistol. Get more into a traditional offense. Again, just get back to doing what Kirk Cousins have been successful at. Get back to doing what this offensive line and this offense has been good at with running the ball. And hey, I think I'll give us a chance.
Defensively, how are you looking at the Falcons matching up against the Eagles?
Oh, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I know a lot of people, they're saying, "Oh, well, we only gave up 18 points," or we didn't allow a touchdown. But you give 18 points to Justin Fields at home, and they have less of an explosive offense. When you just go through the Phillies roster in comparison to really any team, but especially Pittsburgh, I mean, they're better at quarterback, better at running back. They have multiple wide receivers, tight end, offensive line. I mean, they're just stacked. So again, I just think we can run the ball and kind of limit their possessions. That gives us a chance, but I don't think there's like a special thing we can do against Philly, because honestly, if Philly comes out and they play their game, I mean, they should feel good about their chances of winning this at home. So again, to me, it's about playing complementary football. I just don't think there's any one thing the defense can do because Philly is just stacked. Like, I mean, I'm just being realistic, and like I said,
going off of the, go ahead, Mark.
Well, I was just gonna wrap it up to say, like I said, we run the ball and limit the possessions. I think it gives us a chance.
Yeah, if you're going off of the season leaders right here so far, I mean, it's only the first game, but you have Kirk Cousins right now, 16 for 26 for 155 yards, 1 TD, 2 interceptions. Jalen Hurts playing out there last week in Brazil, 20 for 34, 278 yards, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions. Bijan Robinson last week, 18 carries, 68 yards. Saquon Barkley, a guy that the Falcons had to control on Monday night, 24 carries for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. Of course, Ray McLeod leading right now in receiving yards for the Falcons with 4 receptions and 52 yards. But A.J. Brown going off against the Packers secondary for 5 receptions for 119 yards and a touchdown. So defensively, Terry, Mark, Falcons have to be sound against this offense for the Eagles, man, because they do have some weapons on offense we do have to worry about. And, of course, some of those fantasy owners out there, I think Kerry's playing. I don't want to mention it. Terry, should I do it? Should I say it now? Should I? Nah, I ain't gonna
do it, Jack. Do it.
Kerry got Saquon Barkley on her fantasy, so you know, I don't know how to say it, Falcon fans, but
ladies and gentlemen, there's a conflict, Gary.
There's a conflict going on between One Time for the Fan right now in the chat right now. It's going down in a major way, but still, Kerry, I don't know.
Any Falcon fan who plays fantasy football, I mean, you can't have all Falcons. Look, we know where Kerry.
That's why sometimes I don't like playing fantasy football, man, because I just pick all Falcons. Right?
I don't know that that's possible.
Hey, man, I'll try to.
Yeah, I don't even know that that's. But I mean, I get it, Jack. I understand the hesitancy, but I mean, look, we know Kerry's a Falcon fan. It's all good. We know she's rooting for the home squad. It's just that. There's the overall objective, and then there are tiny objectives, right?
Sheesh.
So for Kerry, the tiny objective is that Saquon has a good game. The overarching objective is for the Falcons to win. There you go. It's kind of like I don't know, Nick Fury, right? Captain America. What was it? Winter Soldier, where it's Cap and what's her face, Natasha. And Natasha has her own little agenda within the meeting, right? Now, I kind of led to the dismantling of S.H.I.E.L.D., but the point is you can have competing objectives, Jack, and still focus on the overarching goal. There you go.
Make sure you also keep that Marvel question for Sanu too as well. I know you was getting ready to ask it. So
when
we get him back on the podcast, get ready for
that. That's what hurt me, because I was so getting ready to go there. That was probably
going to be the next question, Terry. That was leading up to.
It was going to be, because that's where it led itself to. You get what I'm saying? I was getting ready to go into it, and then he's like, "I got network issues," and I was like, no!" So it's all good.
Antonio Hamilton Sr. questionable right now, shown on the ESPN report. Nate Landman also questionable too as well. You mentioned that, Terry. Caleb McGarry also questionable, but we should be good finding out some more updated news later on today. Terry, I think we might have to do another podcast tonight, man, just because we missed last night. I know some fans hit me up like, Jack, what's up with the pop-up show? That's why it's a pop-up show. Like, it's not like the scheduled show, so I apologize. We couldn't do the show. But for the Eagles, Milton Williams, he's questionable. James Bradley, of course, he's on IR. Jacob Harris, too, as well as on IR. So, Falcon fans, it's going to be a good game Monday night. Do you want to do score predictions, Mark, or you just want to be like, I think we're good on that?
No, I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. I mean, like I said, I know I haven't drunk my coffee yet, so I'm still waking up. But I don't know if it sounds. I don't think we don't have a chance. I think we do have a chance. I really do. But it's hard to say that after you saw Kirk Cousins' movement last week. It's just hard to confidently say we'll be able to do anything offensively, even though we should. It's hard to say we'll confidently do anything defensively because they're just stacked. But with all that said, I can still see the Falcons winning, 21-20, 24-20, one of those games where whoever has the ball last has a chance to win it. So, if I had to put a score on it, again, before I drink my morning coffee, I'm going to say 21-20 Falcons.
Hey, Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. T. Will, sure you want to give your score prediction. By the end of the season, Terry, we're going to end up saying the Falcons win every game. So just go ahead and get this out the way.
Shout out
Because
to Eric Parker.
Eric Parker, man. Shout out Eric Parker, man.
Brother. Love you.
You don't practice to lose. You don't practice to lose. Big shout out to Eric Parker.
Eric, not that I'm celebrating, but I told
Kirk Frost. Yep, there it is. Kirk Frost.
We wouldn't go 17-0, Eric. Like I tell you every year. God damn it.
I will say if you beat the Eagles Monday night, that's a Kirk Frost moment on the plane heading back. You got to throw the chains on. You heading back to the Benz against the Chiefs, Mark, right? Like that's like the moment right there. You just beat the Eagles in Philly, right?
Yeah, no, and in all seriousness, Lisa said we haven't seen Kirk Frost yet, and you'd be right. So here's the thing: if the Falcons win, it's probably going to be low scoring. Mm-hmm. To Mark's point, you're probably going to have to play keep away with that offense. Like, only way that I see we can win this is if we come out and beat them up and run the damn ball down their throat and win the time of possession. Like, I don't know, Pittsburgh did to us. So, 35 minutes Falcons, 25 minutes Eagles, we wear them down and we win something like 20-17, or 24-17, some score like that. If it gets into the 30s, I don't like the odds for our guys just because of where we are right now. If we played them in the middle of the season and Kirk is Kirk-O, that's a different story. But I don't know that Kirk is Kirk right now. So I'm going to say if we win, it's going to have to be a low-scoring game. We're going to have to run for at least 100, 150 yards. We're going to have to play keep away. We're going to need about two turnovers. And yeah, that's right now the path to victory that I see for us. Jack, what say you, sir?
You gotta keep Kirk Cousins clean, right? You got the Eagles defense. I mentioned it. You saw what they did last season, and of course, they still have some dogs over there on this side. Oh yeah, the Go Dogs. But they still have some dogs over there this season that we have to watch for.
Dogs, not those dogs, Jack.
Not those dogs, but just Go Dogs. When I was talking about, Jordan Davis and, of course, the rest of the gang, I'm like, Go Dogs. Don't forget the Falcon fans if you're heading to Philadelphia. What's up, Terry?
Go Dogs on Saturday. The dogs in Philadelphia, we don't want those dogs to go. No, we don't. No.
Not Monday night. Only on Saturday. Falcon fans, don't forget if you're heading to Philadelphia, City Tap is where you want to be Saturday night, watching that Georgia-Kentucky games going down in a major way. But yeah, you got to keep Kirk Cousins clean, man. You got to get Bijan, Tyler more aggressive touches on the ground. Kyle Pitts, I think, did a decent job last week where you can get him some more space this week on that Eagles secondary. If Jordan Love and that Packer gang is able to put up 27 points, I know this Falcons offense is able to put up some points defensively. I think we'll be able to, keep the Eagles at bay from time to time, man. You got to get them off the field on third down. Not too much worried about Jalen Hurts. But definitely, if you give him space, if he escapes that pocket, man, somebody's probably going to be open downfield. So you got to make sure you go ahead and lock up in that secondary. Saquon Barkley, man, you got to get him less than at least, 15, 20 touches, man, when it comes to what he can do on the ground. Make sure he can't get 100 yards too as well, man, because I need to beat Kerry in this fantasy league. So I need to make sure he has you see how I'm talking shit about Saquon? Less than 15 touches, less than 100 yards. Because Carrie's beat me right now in this fantasy league. So I need, some of her players to not do well. But yeah, defensively, man, I think the Falcons good. I think the Falcons will be able to match up against, this stacked Eagles offense. And we should be able to come out with a win. And that makes it better for me because, I gotta leave out of Philly. So I want to leave out of Philly with a win. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good feeling, man. But Falcon fans in the chat, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Mark, what you got coming up on your channel, man? I know you do a lot covering, all sports in Atlanta here, but what you got coming up over there on Mark Chaney?
Well, man, I was looking forward to doing the all 22, but doing a film breakdown. I definitely want to kind of touch on the hot topic of Kirk Cousins' movement and how Zach Robinson featured him. So I took a look at that yesterday, but man, I've been so busy. So hopefully I can work on that sometime today. And then like I said, I'm going to the Chiefs game. So I'm probably gonna try to do like a vlog. My trip to Atlanta, get to see my mom and my family. I'm sure I'm gonna meet a lot of y'all. So look forward to that on the channel too. Definitely heavily inspired by Lauren Porter. She's doing her thing too on quarters reporter. But hey, I'm gonna try to take a little piece from her script, man. Try to do the vlog, get in there. Hopefully, it's an epic Monday night, so I can get some epic content. But either way, man, look forward to those two things coming. And then hopefully, hey, they get with y'all again. Shoot, we got we got another week until the the Sunday night game against the Chiefs. So I'm sure we'll have some collabs with you all on the channel too.
Oh yeah,
yeah, definitely, man, definitely. You already know, man. I'm glad you can come over here and talk Falcons football with us early this morning, because when I reached out to you, I was just like, shit, let me see if Mark wants to go ahead and just talk Falcons football. I mean, just even for a couple of minutes, like it could be 5, 10, 15 minutes, man. Don't matter, man, because you're a diehard Atlanta Falcon fan. Fans can hear it when they listen to your show too as well. So we want everybody to go ahead and check out what Mark got going on his channel, man. So we'll post that information on the description of YouTube. Mark, you've been here, 3-4 times? You trying to catch Myles Garrett on appearances now?
Hey, yeah, man. Shoot. I mean, I feel like I'm part of the one time for the fan team.
Hey, man, get that man a parking spot, Terry. Get that man a parking spot.
I say, I mean, I need my name tag, my merch, something.
Sheesh. Hey, Terry, I was gonna ask, man. The computer's off in the control room. Everything good on 285? What happened?
Everything's good, man. Just had some scheduled maintenance for the computer today, so it's off. But don't worry. As soon as we get off the podcast, we'll put it right back up, and we're all back into it. Don't worry. We have network redundancy, so even though my cameras are not up, there's another T-Will somewhere with his cameras up. Well, not T-Will, but another guy somewhere.
The one and only T-Will.
We're good. I'm one of one, Jack. I'm one of one. I don't know if
see the electricians in the chat. I'm tired of these so-called Falcon fans that's never been to a game and never bought any merch. But all they're doing is hating on our team. You get a lot of those on every fan base. But, of course, here in Atlanta, you'll see them every once in a while. I don't even get a chance. They're not even on my timeline, man. Any fake Falcon fan that's out here running around talking trash about the team and all that nonsense, man, they're really not even on my timeline, man. I only look for the positive content out here. Mark, man, definitely appreciate you stopping by talking Falcons football with us, man. Let's go ahead and get to these shout outs so we can wrap it up here on One Time for the Fan. T-Will, man. What you got for the shout outs, my brother?
For the shout outs, what do I have? Well, I've got a lot. So, number one, I can be reached at, let me be real. First of all, thank God. You'd have told me 7 months ago I'd be here now doing this podcast. I'd have been like, you're crazy. So first off, thank God for it. Thank him for the opportunity. Thank him for everything that, he's done, the good and the bad, everything he's taken me through. I thank you, Lord. I appreciate you. And I'm humbled and will remain humble. So let's get that out of the way. Secondly, I can be reached here at One Time for the Fan. You can also see me at For My ATL Sports 1 on YouTube. Now, we got some interesting things going on YouTube. We have our signature show, myself and Lisa Shepard, and I'm also pleased to announce that we have 2 more podcast mates that are joining the show. That is Tiff Raines. A lot of you guys know Tiff. And Jabri Harper. So we will be airing our Falcon fans, which now we may have to come back and revisit the name. But anyway, it's going to air Friday nights, maybe 7:30, maybe 7 o'clock. And you're going to get a wide array of things. So obviously, Lisa is a reporter. I call her a journalist. She does not like that. So she is a reporter for Blogging Dirty. She does an excellent job. Lisa has some great stories. Just from a fan interest perspective, I think she can add something to the show. We have, again, 2 female reporters, or 2 female analysts and 2 male analysts. And I think it's going to give us good balance going forward. So I'm excited about that. Go ahead. You got a question, Jack?
No, I said that's nice. Go ahead. I'm just listening.
So I'm excited about that. So again, please join us tonight at 7:30 p.m. for my ATL Sports 1. You get a chance to see Lisa. And let me tell you something, guys. Lisa's great. Tiff is going to be great. I've done a show with Jabri. I like Jabri. Jabri's cool. Jabri's humble. You know what I mean? So Jabri's going to keep me probably grounded because y'all know I get after it. So I'm about that. We have a show tomorrow, Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. Called How About Those Braves? And we're going to get into the Braves and everything that's going on with them now. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs, but we will talk about it. So that's what we've got thus far. Again, we got a show tonight at 7:30, a show tomorrow at 3 p.m. So please tune in. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. Two more shout outs. Number one, I got to give a shout out to Lisa Shepard because she has really been working with me, giving me some great ideas. We've worked together. And guys, she's truly talented. And I think you guys are going to find out. I'm so excited about working with her. I'm just so excited for the world to see what I've seen. Great content creator, great ideas, great person to work with. Also excited to work with Tiff and Jabri. Want to give thanks to the fans of our chat. Guys, we cannot do this without you. We are so appreciative for you. And yeah, you're the reason we do it. You make it fun. You make it durable. You make it interesting. And, you know, that's why we're up late nights trying to put these shows together for you guys. Last but not least, Brother Jack, I appreciate you. Would not be here without you. Every time you keep inviting me, I'm going to keep coming back, brother. Shout out to Eric Parker. You were wrong about the 17-0.
Shit.
And I'm not petty at all. No, I'm not. Jack, it's on you.
Hey, man, big shout out to everybody in the chat. Mark, definitely appreciate you stopping by, man, talking Falcons football with us. It's going to be great going up for the rest of the season, man, with these Falcons, and I'm sure you're going to be live to cover it. Then you're going to go to the Benz next week. We got to get you on the road, Mark, Rise Up to our fan club. We keep talking about that, Mark. We got to get you on. Technically, it's a road game for you next week. A road home game, right? Because, are you out there in Gwinnett now? Or are you still out there in you back in Florida, or where you at?
Oh, yeah. I'm still here in Jacksonville.
Okay. So, yeah, this is a road game for you, man. So, anytime you got down, come to the A, man, let us know, man. Terry, you going to be at the Chiefs game next week?
I hope so.
Okay.
It remains to be seen. I hope so. But I'm going to do my best to get there, Mark. It would be a crime if I did not meet you, brother. You know, we've done enough shows to now. Like, I really feel like we should do it. We should get down and have a beer together, man. So, definitely looking forward to meeting you, brother. Definitely.
Yeah, you touched down in the city Saturday night, man. You let us know, man. We'll probably pop out, man.
Yeah, Saturday night. I think
let you see New Atlanta.
The wife will let me. Oh, New Atlanta. This guy. The wife will let me. Will let me see it. I think so.
Yeah, man, we'll be good, man. But I definitely want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat, family, friends. It's gonna be great, man. Got a great experience heading up to Philly this week, hopefully. So let's make sure everybody in the chat follows that IG page. One time for the fan on IG. Mark, any shout outs we get about?
Yeah, hey, shout out to y'all. I mean, shout out to y'all. Shout out to the fans. And shout out to Ms. Lisa Shepard too. Shout out. Obviously we've been seeing her a lot. Shout out to all the the lady supporters. But especially Lisa Shepard. I know she met my mom at last week's game. So it's dope that it's like everything's just coming together. Like you said, we've all been talking throughout the summer, but now we're all kind of coming together. It's all a big family reunion. So again, shout out to everybody, man.
Yeah, you got a lot of Falcon fans who's hit me up, said showing up to a lot of away games and home games this year, and they want to meet up for the first time and everything. So it's great that fans from the chat do get a chance to link up with us from time to time. Terry?
Jack, real quick, man. I got to give you this Lisa story because it's phenomenal. So Lisa reaches out to me, and one thing about Lisa, I think Lisa really, really loves helping fans to like just make their dreams possible. Like, because you hear some of these stories, they're phenomenal. But Lisa met these two fans over the weekend, and one of them wanted to meet Bijan. That's all he wanted to do. And I think I'm not going to give you too much information about it because we got to talk about it. But Lisa was essential in setting up this meeting, and I think plugged the fan through somebody, and he ended up meeting Bijan. Bijan signed his jersey, like really went all out. And I just think that's a really cool thing because in a world where people are so selfish, she's one of the most unselfish people I've ever met. Like she not only talks it, she walks it. I met some other folks that she met that are just fans that she really, she goes about really trying to help them get to where they're going. So I just wanted to give her flowers. I'm so appreciative. And again, you guys are really going to be blown away by just her, just her. So I'm gonna stop bragging. I'm gonna shut up.
For my ATL Sports fans, got to tune in for my ATL Sports to get a chance to see more of Terry, get a chance to see Lisa Shepard, Tiffany Raines. We shot to Tiffany Raines, and Jabri Harper too as well. Jabri can tell you, man. We I took Jabri to New Orleans last year for the Falcons Saints game, so he got a chance to go to New Orleans for the first time, and like I told Jabri, I said, bro, when you get off this exit. Like, it was a 7-hour drive, 6.5. But I said, bro, look, when you get off this exit, shit's about to get real. He's like, for real. But when I got off that exit, you see that Roger Goodell picture, they got that mural with that clown nose. Well, you there. You're in New Orleans now. You turn off that exit on Canal Street, when you get to that doggone French Quarter, Jabri was like, bro, what the? Are you kidding me? I said, bro, just wait till you hit these streets. And I'm telling you, man, Jabri was down there 7:30, 8 a.m. in the lobby, calling me up, Joe, Jack, you ready to hit the street? Like, Jabri, I'm asleep, bro. I just got back like 5 a.m., bro. Clubs going crazy, casinos going crazy. Jabri's out there ready to go every step of the way, man. So he's a diehard Atlanta Falcon fan, so you get a chance to hear some away game stories with Jabri too as well. But big shout out to For My ATL Sports. Y'all doing a great job over there and continue doing a great job. Mark, thank you too as well. Chat, thank you all. I think you'll probably see a pop-up podcast before I head to Philly. So we'll probably set something up. So I got to talk to Chef Matt too as well, so you can go and give me that recipe. I know some fans were asking what could they make this weekend as, you know, the Falcons play the Eagles. And we want to present that to you all too as well. Thank you all. Don't forget, One Time for the Fan, Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Amazon Podcast, Facebook, YouTube. Rise up, y'all.